And welcome to business statistics class. So in previous class we had studied about diagrammatic representation, and in today's class we will study graphical representation. So the important types of graphs used for presentation of frequency distribution are histogram, frequency polygon, frequency curve, and ogives, which are also known as cumulative frequency curves. In this there will be again less than type of ogives and more than types of ogives. So first let us study histogram. Here the frequency distribution is represented by a set of rectangular bars with area of the rectangles proportional to the class frequency. Corresponding to each of the class intervals, a rectangular is drawn. So whenever the data is of the type class intervals, histogram is plotted such that the area of the rectangulars are proportional to the class frequencies, that is the frequency given for each class interval. So in a frequency distribution, if the class intervals are of equal width, the graph is drawn as follows. So variables is taken along the x-axis, and the class frequencies is taken along the y-axis. With the class intervals as basis, rectangulars with height proportional to class frequencies are drawn. So whenever the class intervals are of equal width, so how to check the width? It is upper limit minus the lower limit. So if the class intervals are of equal width, then what we will be plotting? In the x-axis it will be the class intervals given, and along the y-axis it is the class frequencies will be taken. So in a frequency distribution, if the class intervals are of unequal width, the rectangulars drawn with height proportional to the frequency density. So instead of class frequencies, we will be finding frequency density, so that the area is proportional to class frequency, and total area of the rectangles in a histogram represents the total frequency. A histogram with more number of class intervals is more efficient in depicting the structure of the frequency distribution. If the frequency distribution has inclusive class intervals, they should be converted into exclusive type, and only then the histogram should be drawn. So always remember this: if the given class intervals are of inclusive type, they must be converted to exclusive type. I hope now everyone know how to convert inclusive to exclusive. So only after converting the class intervals to exclusive, we can plot the histogram. And once you plot the histogram, if you join the midpoints of the upper sides of the rectangles, then we can obtain frequency polygon. When these points are joined by a smooth curve, then the resulting graphs will be frequency curve. So we will see this with an examples, and from histogram mode of the distribution can be obtained. So mode, which we had seen in the third chapter, it can be also obtained without actually calculating it, just by plotting the diagram or by plotting a histogram. So let us see examples on histogram. The first example is, for the following frequency distribution of heights of students, draw the histogram. So here heights in centimeters is given. The first class interval is 140 to 145, 145 to 150, 150 to 155, so on till 170 to 175. Corresponding frequencies, that is number of students, are given. So 4, 10, 18 up to 3, and the total is 80. So you can see that first check whether the class intervals are of inclusive type or exclusive type. So here these are of exclusive type because the upper limit is same as the lower limit of the next class for all the class intervals. So these are of exclusive type. Next, check if the class widths are same. So the difference is 5 in each class intervals. So these are of equal width. So we can plot a histogram easily. So what we have to take is, along the x-axis, heights in centimeters is taken. For 1 centimeters it is, the difference is 5. So the first line indicates 140, 145, 150, 155, 160 till 175. So what we had done in bar diagram is 1 whole centimeter was representing 1 year or whatever is given, but here, and also there was a distance between the rectangular bars except in multiple bar diagram, but in histogram there is no distance between the rectangular bars. So for the year, for the height 140 to 145, number of students is 4, and along y-axis we are taking the frequency given, which is number of students. Taking the scale is of your choice again. So even here you can take 2 centimeters is equal to 1 class interval. So even the scale of x-axis is of your choice. So for the class interval 140 to 145, draw a rectangular box, height proportional to the class frequency given, which is 4, which will be somewhere here. So to this rectangular box, join the next rectangular box with the height 10. That is for the class interval 145 to 150. Number of students is 10, which is here. Then the next rectangular box will be of height 18 students, so which is somewhere here. So similarly plot for all the class intervals. So this is histogram, and don't forget to write the title, that is histogram of distribution of heights of students. So the frequency distribution is represented by rectangles with area proportional to class frequencies here. Since the class intervals are of equal width, rectangles with height proportional to class frequencies are drawn. So let us see the next example. So represent the following frequency distribution of IQ of children by histogram. Get the frequency polygon from the histogram. So they have given IQ. The first class interval is 60 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 95, 95 to 100, so on till 120 to 140, and corresponding frequencies are given, that is number of children. So here first check if they are of inclusive or exclusive type. So these are of exclusive. You can see the upper limit and the lower limit are the same, 95, 95, 100, 105, 110 and 120. So these are of exclusive type. The next step is check the width of each class interval. Here the width is 20, but here the width is 10, that is the difference is 10. Here the difference is 5, that is 95 minus 95. Here it is again 5, 5. So the width is different for each class intervals. So what we have to do, we have to find frequency density. So we have to take along y-axis frequency density. So why we are taking frequency density? Because the class intervals are of unequal width. The rectangles with height proportional to frequency densities are drawn. So first column is class intervals, then the frequency distribution. So to get the frequency distribution, the formula is frequency divided by the width of that particular class interval. So the frequency density for the first class interval is, the given frequency is 10. What is the difference between the class interval? That is upper limit minus lower limit, it is 20. So the frequency density will be 10, that is the frequency, divided by 20, that is the width, which is 0.5. So similarly find frequency density for all the class intervals. For the next class intervals, W, that is width is 10. So therefore frequency density will be 15 by 10, which is 1.5. Here the width is 5, therefore it is 10 divided by 5, which is 2. So similarly find frequency densities for all the class interval. So the next step is to plot the histogram. The frequency polygon is obtained by joining the midpoints of the upper sides of the rectangles. The first step is we will plot a histogram, which we know. So the first class interval is 60 to 80. So take the scale of your choice. Here 2 centimeters is equal to 20 units, or 1 centimeters is equal to 10 units, and y-axis shows frequency density, which is 1 centimeters is equal to 0.5. So this is 0.5, this is 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, so and so on. So here x-axis shows 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. So the first one is 40, then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140 up to so until the last value. So the first is 160 to 80. What is the frequency density? It is 0.5, which is somewhere here. Draw a rectangular box. The next one is 80 to 90, and the frequency density is 1.5, which is somewhere here. For 80 to 90, which is over here. The next one is 90 to 95. Frequency density is 2, which is here, and you can plot it. You can see the rectangular bars are of unequal width because the class intervals are unequal. So you can see this has the more distance, this has lesser than the previous, even this. So the width will change when the class intervals are of unequal width. So similarly, plot histogram for all the years. The last one will be 120 to 140, and the corresponding value is 0.1, that is 0.1, which will be somewhere here. So once you plot histogram, to get frequency polygon, what we have to do is we have to find the midpoint of this rectangle. So place a scale and mark a midpoint for each rectangle, which is somewhere here. For this rectangle, the midpoint is over here. Similarly, make a dot for each midpoint of a rectangle. To get a frequency polygon, join these midpoints with a straight line using a scale. So from here till here till here, and this is for, so you get a frequency polygon, and you have to touch this to the x-axis such that the class interval mid value has to be taken. So this is 40 to 60 will be the previous class, and its midpoint will be at 50. Now the last class interval is 120 to 140. Then the next class interval will be from 140 to 180. So somewhere in the middle you have to join the frequency polygon line. So this straight line indicates frequency polygon. Show it with an arrow mark. Don't forget to write the title and the scale. Here we have taken x-axis to be 1 centimeter. So let us see the next example. Following is the distribution of wage of workers. Draw a histogram and find the mode of the distribution. So weekly wages in terms of rupees is given and number of workers is given. The first class interval is 200 to 400, 400 to 450, so on till 800 to 900. So it is clearly visible that the class intervals are of unequal width. So we have to find out the frequency density. So to get the first frequency density, it will be 40 divided by 200, which is 0.2. Similarly, find frequency density for all the class intervals. Along x-axis, weekly wages in terms of rupees is taken, and 1 centimeter is equal to 100 rupees. Taking scale is of your choice. If you want, you can take 2 centimeters is equal to 100 rupees. And along y-axis, frequency densities are taken, which is 1 centimeters is equal to 0.5. So plot histogram firstly, which is for the year 2000, for the class interval 200 to 400, the frequency density is 0.2, which is somewhere here. So 1 centimeter shows 100 rupees. So plot a rectangular box from 200 to 400 of 0.2. Then for the next class interval 400 to 450, it is 1.7, which is somewhere here. Draw a rectangular box. So similarly, plot histogram for all the values of class intervals. For the last year, it is 800 to 900. Draw a rectangular box of height 0.1 and join it. So once you get histogram, to get mode, what you have to see is, you have to see which rectangular is the tallest among all. So here we can see this rectangular is tallest among all the rectangular bars. So we can obtain mode by joining the lines. So we have to take the diagonal lines. So this is the tallest. So the lines have to be joined for the previous and the succeeding rectangular box. So you can see, join these lines, and wherever the lines intersect, draw a vertical straight line to the x-axis. So this line, wherever it touches, that value is your mode, which is 490 rupees in this case. So what we have to do is, first check whichever has the tallest rectangular box. For that, make diagonal lines as shown here. So this is the diagonal lines, and wherever the diagonal lines coincide, from there make a straight line towards x-axis, and wherever the x-axis touches, that particular value is your mode. So this line is somewhere between 400 to 900. Take a scale, measure it in terms of units. So it will be coinciding at the value 490. Therefore, that corresponding value is your mode value, which is 490 rupees. So we have to draw a perpendicular line wherever these lines coincide. So you have to denote. This is explanation is given. Mark the points A, B, C and D as shown in the graph. Join the points A and C and B and D. Let these lines intersect at O. Then from O, a perpendicular is drawn on the x-axis. The value at the point where the perpendicular touches the x-axis is the mode. Thus, mode is 490 rupees. We know mode is denoted by Z. So, mode is 490 rupees. The next question is, represent the following distribution of age of employees by histogram and find the mode. Also get the frequency curve from the histogram. So we have seen from histogram how to get a frequency polygon as well as mode. Now we will see how to get a frequency curve from histogram. So age in terms of years is given 20 to 25, 26 to 31, so on till 56 to 61, and correspondingly number of employees are given. So the first step is to check whether inclusive type of class intervals or exclusive. So you can see the upper limit is not same as the lower limit of the next class. So these are of inclusive type. So the first step is to convert them to exclusive. So the modified class intervals will be, so the difference is 1, and these all are of the equal width. So the difference will be the same for each class intervals. So the difference is 1 divided by 2, that is 0.5. So subtract 0.5 to all the lower limits and add 0.5 to all the upper limits. So these are the modified class intervals. I hope you guys by now know how to convert the class intervals. So now we have modified class intervals as well as frequencies. So no need of finding frequency density because this is of the equal width. So let us plot a histogram first. So along x-axis age in years is taken, and along y-axis number of employees is taken. The scale is of your choice. Here the scale is x-axis is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 6 years, and y-axis is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 employers. So for the first class interval 19.5 to 25.5, the frequency is 30, which is here. Make a rectangular box. Similarly plot histogram for all the remaining class intervals. So then they have asked for mode. So what we have to do for mode is check which is the tallest rectangular box, which is thus in this case mark A, C, B and D. So this is AB and this is CD. Then join the diagonal lines. Wherever these two lines meet, that is intersect, draw a perpendicular line to the x-axis, so which is somewhere here. So the mode is 29.5 years. So we got mode. Next they have asked to plot a frequency curve. So to plot the frequency curve, the procedure is same as frequency polygon, but the only difference is instead of using a straight line by joining the midpoints, we have to join the midpoints by a smooth curve. Don't use your scales or straight lines. Join the midpoint of each rectangular bars by a curve. The procedure is same, only differences in frequency polygon we had used a scale and we had drawn straight lines and we had joined the midpoints of each rectangular box. Instead, for a frequency curve, we are joining with the rough hand by a frequency curve. So this is frequency curve, and we have got mode as 29.5 years. So this is all about histogram. The next type of graph is frequency polygon. So this is a graph with frequency density plotted against the values of the variable. Here the variable is taken along the x-axis. If the class intervals are equal width, the class frequencies are plotted against the mid values. Then these points are joined by straight lines. And if the class intervals are of unequal width, then the graph is obtained by plotting frequency densities against the class mid values. If the width of the class intervals are reduced and hence the number is increased, the frequency polygon takes the shape of curve called frequency curve. The frequency polygon can be obtained easily from histogram. We have seen how frequency polygon can be plotted from histogram. And if the class intervals are of equal width, then frequency polygons are plotted against the class mid values. So this is important. So class mid values have to be found. So for that value we have to plot class frequencies if they are of equal width. If they are of unequal width, then frequency densities are plotted against the class mid values. So let us see an example. The following the frequency distribution, draw a frequency polygon. Income in terms of rupees is given 300 to 400, 400 to 500, so on till 900 to 1000. Workers is given. So here income is taken along the x-axis. So since the classes are of the equal width, frequencies are plotted against the respective class mid values, and these points are joined by straight lines. Here the extremities of the graphs are joined with the mid values of the class preceding the first class and the class following the last class. So again, don't forget to write the title, and along the x-axis we are taking income in terms of rupees, and along the y-axis we are taking number of workers. Here x-axis scale is 1 centimeters is equal to 100 units, and along y it is 1 centimeters is equal to 5 units, that is 5 workers, and here 1 centimeters is 100 rupees. So here the mid value is 350, 450, so on till 950. So the first value will be from 250 because we have to take class preceding mid value as well as the class succeeding of the last class interval. So the first value will be from 250, 350, so on till 950, add one more which is 1050. So for this class interval the mid value is 350 and the value of workers is 18, which is somewhere here. Make a dot. Then for the next class interval mid value is 450 and the value is 32, which is somewhere here. So for 450 plot 32. Then for 550 it is 35, which is here. Similarly make a dot for all the mid values of class intervals. Once you draw this, join these using a scale with a straight line, and for the last one mark it to the next mid value, and this will be for the previous mid value which is 250. So join this and this gives a frequency polygon, which is very simple. So if the class intervals are of unequal width, we have to plot using the frequency density which we have seen in histogram. So the only difference is instead of this frequency we have to take frequency density and plot against the mid values which is 350 and join them with the straight line. The next type of graph is frequency curve. This is a smooth graph with frequency density plotted against the values of the variable. Here the variables is taken along the x-axis provided the class intervals are of equal width. Then the class frequencies are plotted against the class mid values, and then these points are joined by a smooth curve. If the class intervals are of unequal width, the graph is obtained by plotting frequency density against the respective class mid values. Total area under the curve represents the total frequency. Frequency curve is most used graphical form of frequency distributions, and also frequency curve can be obtained from histogram. So this is same as frequency polygon. The only difference is to join the points we are not using a straight line but we are using a smooth curve or a curve drawn from a freehand. We are not using any scale. So all you have to check is the class intervals. If they are of equal width, then you have to plot frequencies to their midpoints. If they are of unequal width, then you have to plot frequency density to the midpoints of the class intervals given. So for here the midpoint is 110, 130, so on. These are of equal width. So this will be the frequency curve for the given type of distribution. So we have seen how we have got frequency curve from histogram. Also what we did, first we drew a rectangular boxes, that is histogram. Then for that rectangular box we took the mid value and we had joined those with a smooth curve. Here these are of equal width, take the midpoints. So the first value is 110, number of apples is 4, which is somewhere here. Similarly make a dot for all the values and join the curves. So this is about frequency curve. Last type of graph is ogives or cumulative frequency curves. So ogive is a smooth graph with cumulative frequencies plotted against varied values. There are two types of ogives. One is less than ogive, that is less than cumulative frequency curve. The other one is more than ogive or more than cumulative frequency curve. First let us see less than ogive. Here the variable is taken along the x-axis and less than cumulative frequency is taken along the y-axis. The less than cumulative frequencies are plotted against the respective upper class limit. These points are joined by a smooth curve. The resulting graph is less than Ujjayi. So for the given class interval, first we have to plot the less than cumulative frequencies, which we know, that is LCF, and these less than cumulative frequencies are plotted against the upper class limits. That is, for a given class intervals, we'll be having upper limit and the lower limit. So for less than Ujjayis, we have to take LCF and plot them against the upper class limits. For more than Ujjayis, more than cumulative frequencies are plotted, and they are plotted against the respective lower class limits, and these points are joined by smooth curve, and the resulting graph is more than Ujjayi. Usually the two Ujjayis are joined together with common axis. The point of intersection of the two Ujjayis corresponds to the median of the distribution. Ujjayis are used to locate partition values, that is median, quartiles, deciles and percentiles of the distribution. So we can find out mode using histogram, and we can find median, quartiles, deciles and percentiles using Ujjayis. So let us see examples. The first one is, following is the distribution of IQ of 75 children. Draw the Ujjayi. Two Ujjayis to find the data and find the median. So to get the median, we have to plot less than Ujjayi as well as more than Ujjayi, and they have given Ujjayis here, which is we have to plot both less than Ujjayi and more than Ujjayi. So they have given IQ in terms of class interval 60 to 70, 70 to 80, so on till 130 to 140, and corresponding frequencies, that is number of children, are given, which turns out to be total 75. Then the less than Ujjayi is obtained by plotting less than cumulative frequencies against the upper class limit, and more than Ujjayi is obtained by plotting more than cumulative frequencies against the lower class limits. The first one is write the class intervals. This is frequencies, this is cumulative frequency. First we will find out less than cumulative frequency, which we know. So keep the first value as it is, add the corresponding next value to the previous value, which is 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 plus 15 is 25, 25 plus 26 is 51, so on till 74 plus 1 is 75. The total should be same. This is the usual less than cumulative frequency which we have used in the third chapter for calculating median or quartiles, percentiles. So now we will see how we can find out more than cumulative frequency. For this, what you have to do is you have to keep the last value as it is, which is 1, and go on adding the previous values. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 5 is 7, 7 plus 17 is 24, 24 plus 26 is 50, 50 plus 15 is 65, 16 plus 8 is 73, and 73 plus 2 is 75. You can see this value should be the same as the total, that is 75. So less than cumulative frequency is reverse than the more than. In less than, what we did, we kept the first value as it is and we went on adding the succeeding values, and the last value will be same as the total. But in more than Ujjayi, what we have to do, we have to keep the last value as it is and go on adding the previous values from frequencies, and the first value of more than Ujjayi should be same as the total. So once you get less than and more than cumulative frequencies, then we can plot the graphs. Along the x-axis we have to take the variable given, which is IQ. So IQ is from 60 till 140. Since we are taking both less than Ujjayi and more than Ujjayi, we need upper limit as well as lower limit, and along y-axis the cumulative frequencies are taken. Here 1 centimeter in x-axis is equal to 10 units and 1 centimeter in y-axis is 10 children. So first let us plot less than ogive, which is this graph. So we know for less than ogive we have to plot the less than cumulative frequencies for upper limit. So here upper limit is 70, 80 till 140. So for the first upper limit 70, the less than cumulative value is 2, which is somewhere here. Mark a dot. Then for 80 it is 10, which is exactly over this. Then for 90 it is 25, which will be over here. So similarly keep a dot till 140. The value is the value is 75, which will be over here. So once you plot, join these dots with a smooth curve which looks like this. So this is a less than ogive. Once you plot less than ogive, then plot more than ogive, which is you have to take lower limit with more than cumulative frequencies. So the first value will be 60 and the corresponding value is 75. So for 60 the more than value is 75. Then for 70 it is 73. For 70 it is 73. So on, plot till 130, which is 1, which will be somewhere here. So join this line with a smooth curve. So wherever this 2 less than ogive and more than ogive meets coincides, that value is median. So draw a perpendicular line, and wherever it touches, which is 95 in this case, that is your median. So this is all about ogives. So note that the lower end of the less than ogive is joined to the lower limit of the first class interval. The lower end of the more than ogive is joined to the upper limit of the last class interval. From the point of intersection of the two graphs, a perpendicular line is drawn on the x-axis. The variate value at the point where the perpendicular meets the x-axis is the median. Thus the median, that is m, is 95. So the lower end of the less than ogive is joined to the lower limit of the first class interval. So this is your less than ogive, and the lower end, so this is the lower end, and it is joined to the lower limit of the first class interval. So lower limit is 60. So you can see we have joined the curve at 60, and the lower end of the more than ogive, so this is the lower end of the more than ogive, is joined at the upper limit of the class interval, which is 140. So this is how you join. So let us see the next question. In a marriage hall, 125 marriages were conducted in a particular year. The age of brides were distributed as follows. Draw an ogive to represent the distribution and hence find median, the 3 quartiles, the number of brides who were aged below 19 years. So the age in years is given from 14 to 18 till 28 to 32, and the number of brides are given. So check where they are inclusive or exclusive. Here they are exclusive type. If they are inclusive, then convert it into exclusive type of intervals. So here they have given just ogive, then you can go for less than ogive, which is most preferred ogive. So here years is given, age is given in terms of years, number of brides, that is frequency, is given. We can find less than cumulative frequency. So total is 125 and the last value should be 125. So once you get less than frequency, then we can plot ogive. So for less than ogive, we have to plot for the upper limit of the class intervals. So here upper limit is from 18 till 32. 32 is the last value. So for the year 18, what is the less than cumulative frequency? That is 2. So here is 18. Here x-axis is taken as 1 centimeters is equal to 2 years, because the difference is like in terms of even numbers 14, 16, 18, 20, so on. And y-axis they have taken cumulative frequency. 1 centimeter is equal to 20 brides. So you can take 1 centimeter is equal to 10 brides or 30 brides, that is of your choice. So here note that don't start your class intervals from 18, because we have to join this curve to the lower limit of the first class interval. So the lower limit value is 14. So start your axis with 14. So don't directly start from 18. Okay, though we are marking the first value at 18, we have to join the curve for the lower limit of the first class interval. So for 18 less than cumulative frequencies, to mark a dot which is somewhere here. Then for the year 20, for the value 20 upper limit, the less than cumulative frequency is 14, which is somewhere here. Then keep a dot for all the upper limits and the corresponding less than cumulative frequencies. For the year 32, LCF is 125, which is somewhere here. So once you keep a dot, join those dots with a smooth curve, so which gives us a less than ogive. And make sure you won't forget to write these, what x-axis and what y-axis are denoting. So we are representing, and the title also, which is less than ogive, representing the distribution of age of brides. So we have plotted in less than ogive. With this we have to find out, the question is we have to find out the median, the 3 quartiles. In 3 quartiles we know the lower quartile, upper quartile, and the second quartile is nothing but median. We have studied quartiles in our 3rd chapter, that is partition values. So to get the first quartile, what you have to do is first check for the value n, capital N, which is the total frequency, which is 145. So what we have to do is we have to get Q1, that is lower quartile, the formula is n divided by 4. So what will be n divided by 4? That is 125 divided by 4, which is 31.25. So in y-axis, see where is 31.25, which is here. For that, mark a straight line till it touches the curve, and for the point where it touches, mark a perpendicular value to the x-axis. So where it coincides, that will be your Q1 value. So I'll repeat, what you have to do is, first to get the first quartile, that is Q1, the formula is n divided by 4. So this formula we had used to find the Q1 for the continuous case. To get the first quartile class, what we did, it was n divided by 4. The same formula applies over here. So divided by 4, that is n divided by 4. That value you check in y-axis. So draw a straight line, dotted line, till it touches the curve. So for the point where it touches, draw a perpendicular line to the x-axis. So where it meets, that will be your Q1. So in this case it is 21.25 years. Then to get Q2, what we have to do, it is 2 times of n divided by 4 or n by 2, that is 125 divided by 2, which is 62.5. So which is here the same procedure. Draw a dotted line till it touches the curve, horizontal line, then draw a perpendicular line from where it touches the curve, and the corresponding value where it meets will be your median, which is M 22.6, which is same as Q2. So we got median. Now they have asked to find out Q3, which is upper quartile. The formula is 3 times of n divided by 4, which is 3 into 125 divided by 4, which turns out to be 93.75. So see in y-axis where 93.75 lies. For that, draw a dotted lines till it touches the curve, and from there draw a perpendicular line where it coincides. So that will be your Q3, which is in this case 23.8 years. So we have found median and as well as the remaining two quartiles, that is lower quartile as well. To find the brides who were aged below 19 years. So to get that, what you have to do is check in x-axis where 19 lies, so which is somewhere here. So draw a straight line till it touches the curve. So it touches over here. From the point where it touches, draw a perpendicular line to the y-axis. So that corresponding value will be your answer. In this case it is 7. Therefore the number of brides who were aged below 17 years is 7. So if they had given find the number of brides whose age were below, for example below 26 years, what you have to do, 26 is here, draw a straight line till it touches the curve. It will touch here, then draw a perpendicular line to y-axis. So this value, which is somewhere 114, that will be your number of brides whose age is less than 26 years. So we have found all the three sub questions. So the same can be obtained by drawing more than ogives also, but it will be better if you do with less than ogive. But the answer will be the same for less than as well as for more than ogives. So there is another example. The question is daily wage of workers of a factory has the following distribution. Draw the less than cumulative frequency curve and find the first and the third quartiles. In the question they have mentioned what type of ogive you have to find out. They have given less than cumulative frequency curve, which is less than ogive. Along with this they have given you have to find Q1 and Q3. So they have given wages in terms of rupees 30 to 39, 40 to 49, so on till 100 to 109. Corresponding number of workers are given. But here note that the class intervals are of inclusive type. So what you have to do, you have to convert it to exclusive type and then find less than cumulative frequencies. Plot the frequency curve, that is less than frequency curve, that is for modified upper class interval, plot less than cumulative frequencies. So once you plot that, here n is 134, so 134 divided by 4 is 33.5, which is your Q1. Join this line till it touches the curve and draw a perpendicular line. So Q1 is 49.50, and similarly Q3 will be 134 into 3 divided by 4, which is 100.5, which is here. Draw till it touches the curve and draw a perpendicular line, which is 72.5 is the Q3. So always remember, if they have given inclusive type, you have to convert it to exclusive, and if they have not mentioned in the question which type of ogive you have to draw, then it is your choice. It is better if you go with less than cumulative frequency curve or less than ogive. For less than ogive, you have to plot less than cumulative frequencies for upper limit. If you're plotting more than ogive curve, then it will be for lower limit, you have to plot the more than ogives. And with the help of ogives, we can find the quartiles and median. So with this, we complete the second chapter, which was remaining in business statistics. Along with this, we have completed the whole syllabus. I hope I have cleared the concept. If you have any doubts, you can contact. So that's it for today's class and for this semester. Thank you and all the best for your exams.